Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, the strange thing about life is that inasmuch as time only moves one direction, moving forward, and inasmuch as everyone wants to be mature and a better version of themselves, a lot of the things that happen to us, especially in our formative years, for better or for worse, can echo throughout the course of our life. That was the starting point of our case line, and we explained why at the point in which you're young, at the point in which you're trying to go through many and multiple different experiences, having the means, motivation, and capacity to be able-bodied, to have the resources to be able to enjoy these things, literally allow you a plethora of experiences to touch grass and enjoy with the people you love. Even if on our side, bad things happen to you, you get sick and you start losing your ability to do all of these things for many reasons, right? Like I said in my speech, other people get married, they have families, they die, they move away. Those things that you already experienced, in as much as youth isn't perfect and young people make mistakes, allow you that ability to be happy given what you already experienced. What their side pushes on us is that this is going to be bad because you're going to be able to be doubly hard on that old individual. But like what we mentioned, on both sides of the debate, you're going to get old, you're going to die. And the interesting thing is that under the veil of ignorance, you don't know. On our side, you don't know it's going to necessarily get worse and not get better. And on their side, you don't know that those things are gonna be like that forever. Which is why an important tipping point in this debate is self-actualization and how you're likely to look back at your life and really understand how these things came to be and what they are. Why can't their side win this debate? I think the first thing that they push to us is that this is going to be bad for old people. Of which we responded and talked about, coming from Brent's speech, that you have government institutions and other capacities on average, given that old people are likely to spend as much as young people. And even if on our side you don't have that money anymore, you're more likely to be able to celebrate the fact that you did these things already. But of course, right, comparison is the thief of joy, and their side was pushing you won't be happy. I understand, but what Brent and Matthew also mentioned is that on our side, you're likely to continue trying. That is the important lens of optimism and having the maturity and motivation to keep going forward. Because, man, we don't know that it's not gonna get better. And in as much as you're constantly comparing it to the good that you had, in the latter part of your life, you're likely to continue pressing on and persevering to make those things better. Their side doesn't fully prove their comparative. Because consistently, also coming from Matthew's speech when he weighed and talked about an important clash of maturity, the question and the points of information we were asking were like, how exactly are you going to deal with a lot of that trauma, especially when you're young? And that unlocks the impact of Brent's extension when he talked about trauma as a very sticky kind of thing, just like what we all, I'm sure, personally experience. So, I really question the capacity of that young person who is probably also in their formative years, the ability to deal with all of that. Madam Speaker, as an average person wanting to choose happiness, I think it's quite important that you understand the opportunity cost of it, choose it later, in as much as bad things can happen. For all of these reasons, we are very proud to stand on side proposition.